Right, Alice, if you want to unmute and introduce yourselves. Welcome to the
Thank
Pulse
you.
Show.
Thank you very much. It's lovely to be here. So my name's Alice. I'm a medium from Scotland, and a little bit about me. I've been working for 15 years doing this work. I've been doing platform demonstrations since 2018 in particular, and I love being out there working. Both in person and online. So this is my first demonstration online this year. So it's fantastic to be here.
It's good to have you here, and thank you. We do appreciate. It's a great audience, as in it's a great safe space.
Do I just start?
Yeah, if you feel drawn and ready, just begin.
Okay, so I work exactly the same as every other medium. So just a yes, I know. I don't also mind. I don't know or a maybe. Sometimes obviously it might be that I've interpreted spirit wrongly or I've just not put it across in the right way. So I'm happy to accept I don't know or a maybe. I will take my glasses off when I'm working. So if I do stare at the screen and it looks like I'm screwing my face up at you, please don't take offence. It's just that I literally can't see with my glasses off. And I do that to take my logic out of it. So if you've got any specific things going on in the background or on your person, I won't be able to pick that up. So I'll take my glasses off now, and I'll just get started. Okay. So when we were waiting, I very much was drawn to a spirit person coming forward, and I feel I'm drawn to talk about a male here. And he's telling me the name James. I'm not sure if it's his name yet, but he's given me the name James coming in very strongly. I know also with this gentleman, before he passes, he gives me a sense of feeling very ill. I feel physical sickness with him as well. I'm not sure if it's a cancerous condition, but I do feel the sickness that would come with that sort of condition. Does that make sense to anyone so far?
That does to me.
It does to you. Can
Cassie.
you understand it all,
Yeah.
Cassie? Yeah, okay, thank you. And you would understand as well with your gentleman here that towards the end, he did have support around him.
Yes.
Because I feel that's really important as part of this message as he comes forward, because there's a thanks, and I feel in some regard, even although he could show thanks, at the same time, he wasn't fully able to show that thanks because of how sick he was.
Yes.
Understand that. But you would also understand as well, because it gives me this feeling of before his illness, before he was in that space, that he had a fantastic sense of humour. Would you understand that?
Yes, very much so.
Because I just want to sit here and laugh with him as well. And he tells me that's one of the key memories that you'll have with him too, remembering that smile on his face and that laughter. And you would also understand that he would have been a very gentle soul.
Yes.
Because it gives me that sense that he had time and space and energy for everybody.
Yes.
And I feel also drawn that it was the type of man that you could go and sit and talk to. You could tell him your daily problems, what was going on, and he would sit there and listen with interest.
Yes, that's right.
Would you also understand as well, because it gives me the sense that it would give stellar advice, but as I say that, he wouldn't have given it freely. It would have went away and had to think about your problems or whatever it was and come up with well thought out advice, is what I want to say, where it was warranted.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know that's really important to mention as well. Would you also understand, he's drawn me to talk about his hair. Okay. And
okay.
Would you understand that there's a sense of, I know this is a typical thing to happen anyway, but he's talking about something going on with his hair when he was ill. It either thinned out or he couldn't wash it, or something specific that he was unable to do, or something changed with his hair.
I'm not sure.
You're not sure
on that one, lovely. No.
Okay. if you can't understand that in relation to him, would you understand that you've got something going on with your hair at the moment?
Yes.
Okay, because he's talking about the hair, and it's my interpretation. So I know he wants to talk about you then. Okay, and would you understand that your hair, that there's certain things going on that you're trying to fix out with your hair? Does that make
Yes.
sense? I wanted to get that right there, okay? But I know he's very much around you here. And would you understand as well that you've just been looking at photographs on a shelf in your house, and I want to put two photographs together?
No, I'm not sure about that. No, I'm going to say no, but I'll take it, but no.
Okay, 2 seconds. Has anybody else on the screen just been looking at two photographs in your house that are side by side? No. Okay. Let me work that out, because it's coming through quite strongly. And I feel very much drawn to, he's taking me over to, I'm either at a side unit or side table. If it's not photographs, there's something on display that he's drawn my attention to, that you must have been either looking at or fixing round about it, because it gives me this feeling that his energy was with you in that moment.
I do know what that is. In my room, there are two separate pictures, and I'm just looking now. They're on either side of my table.
Ah, okay. So this is what he's drawn my attention to, okay? And I know his energy's been with you when you've been there, okay?
Right, okay.
And that's really important for him as well. Would you also understand Vicky or Victoria?
No.
That's okay.
I do have a friend called Victoria. I know you've not asked her to speak, but I have friends called Victoria.
Okay. So because as I feel, and obviously this connection's for you, but I feel strongly drawn to Vicky or Victoria as a name. Would you understand with your friend that you're a huge support for her as well?
Yes.
Okay, so he's making that comparison here, okay, that what you're doing for your friend is very much appreciative, just as the support given to him was very much appreciated as well, okay? And know that your friend's obviously needing that support in the moment as well.
Thank you.
Now, would you also understand as well, because now I could have interpreted this slightly wrongly, but he's drawn me to talk about the phone, the telephone, okay, but he's shown me it as an actual phone.
Yeah.
And I can take it one of two ways how this is coming through. It's either you're waiting on the important phone call, or your phone's been ringing and nobody's been there.
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to say I'm not sure on that one, because I'm not waiting.
Okay.
Not sure on that.
Okay, I'll leave that to the side. It could be my next link coming in. But I know very much here, his whole message is a message of thanks for what was done and for the support. But just before I do leave you, Cassie, would you also understand too where that you've got a lot to be you've either overcome, or you've just had a lot of achievements that you've got a lot to be proud of, because he's telling me he's watching this and he's saying he's very proud and well.
Thank you. That means a lot, that.
Okay, I'll leave his love there with you.
Thank you, lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I feel I've got a lady coming forward with me now. And with this lady, her energy feels very different. I feel very much there's either confusion, there's a sense of confusion or a sense of dementia towards the end here with this lady. I feel very much, again, there would have been a closeness, but this confusion or dementia sense took over a lot. She draws me to talk about safety around the home, and I feel very much that would have become a big thing, or become very apparent as time went on with this lady. Safety features in and around the home, and making sure everything's secure here. I know you would have been a big part of her life as well, and I feel very much you would have been a support for her towards the end, as much as she was a support for you in earlier days. Who can understand this lady? Nobody?
Possibly.
Possibly. What can you not understand, Becky?
Oh, it sounds like my nan, but I'm not 100% sure. It's like the house, things with the house.
Okay, so you can understand everything except the security in the
Yeah.
house. Would you understand where you're looking at security in your own house at the moment?
Yes.
Okay, so it has to fit somewhere, you see. So I know then that Nan is also in and around your home
Okay.
as you're thinking about the security features there. Okay. But you would understand, because she keeps drawing me back to this whole support being a big thing. Okay.
Yeah.
And you would understand that you and Nan had a lot of deep and meaningful conversations,
Yes.
especially towards the end.
Yeah.
And you would understand as well, you must have held her hand.
Yeah.
Because she's given me the holding of hands. And I feel there must have been a moment, obviously in those moments it is very precious, but would you understand in the moment, because she's squeezing my hand very tightly, and you must have had that memory of, I want to hold on to this memory. Can you understand that? And you would understand as well that that's still a very emotional thing for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you understand Rebecca? Oh no, you're Becky, aren't you?
Same thing. She called me Rebecca.
Okay, because I'm hearing Rebecca and then I'm like, you're Becky.
Yeah.
Okay, so she called you Rebecca. Okay,
Yeah.
that would make sense because I'm hearing it being called in. You would also understand, now I might have this slightly wrong. Would you understand there's an anniversary in and around now?
What was it? March? Yes.
Okay, because I'm being drawn to talk about the anniversary, and it's like not forgetting, okay? And just to make you aware there too. But as she draws me back to talk about the security in and around the home, would you also understand that there's something, and I feel I'm drawn to a table lamp, that you've either been looking at one or changing something to do with a table lamp.
Not sure.
You're not sure on that one, okay. I'll see where that fits then, okay, because she's shown me a table lamp very specifically. Would you also understand Michael or Mickey?
We got someone in the family called Michael.
Okay. Would you understand where there's either an issue, support, or news around Michael as well?
I wouldn't know. My mum might.
Okay, because she's calling in that name there too. So normally when spirit call that in for me, I know there's either news or something going on there. Okay, if you can double check that too. But I know very much this level of support coming in from Nan, it's to make sure that you are safe and secure, not just the practical parts of home. You would understand that from a tangible material perspective as well going forward.
Yeah.
And she gives me this whole sense of, in life, she would have been that support too, where she could.
Yeah.
And very much it's that whole going forward. But would you also understand, as she talks about this, because she gives me this whole sense about this is like the new start for you.
Yeah.
And it's literally, it's up to you now. But she's given me this whole sense, it's like shooting from the hip and going for it. There's nothing standing in your way. Would you understand that? And she's very much advocating from spirit on your behalf, just as you would here in life. Would you also understand that you've had a dream of Nan very recently?
Not that I remember.
If it's not a dream, I don't want to make it fit, okay? But she's given me this sense that she's come through to you recently, okay?
Right.
It's not through a dream. Would you understand, either through meditation or through an energetic connection, that you've known Nan's been with you very recently?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay, because she gives me that sense that, yes, I was there for you.
Okay.
Would you also understand as well, because as I'm talking about in and around the home, would you also understand the thoughts of decorating, painting?
Yeah.
And she's given me this whole sense, it's about not just obviously choosing the right colours for the wall, but this is also about you finding that vibrancy in yourself. And as cliche as it is, it's about you painting the colours, you painting your life,
Right.
and vibrant and bright, as well as obviously the practical parts of it. Because I feel very much with Nan, in a lot of ways, although she did her best, she lived her life, a lot of her life was lived through the family, making sure the family were supported. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And very much she's still giving me that feeling from spirit side of life. Would you also understand Leslie?
No.
No. Okay, I'll take that one to the side as well. And you can't place the lamp either.
No.
Okay, that's fine. But as I say, it's very much about you. This is you at the starting point now for the rest of your life, and she's very much behind you there.
Yeah, perfect.
I'll leave her love with you.
Thank you very much.
No problem, thank you. Okay, I've got another lady coming forward. And I feel this lady must have had a really good sense of humour, because I want to burst out laughing here as I sit. But I feel very much this lady did have a positive outlook in life as much as she could, or she always looked on the positive side of things here. I feel she must have had a religious side to her, or at some point in her life she would have went to church, or she gives me that whole faith thing being a big part of her life. And she draws me to talk about tulips as being important as well. Who can understand that information? Anybody?
I possibly can take that.
Who says, is that you, Samantha?
It's me.
This is a problem not having my glasses on.
No, I do exactly the same, Alice, if I'd forgotten to put contact lenses in. Don't worry about it.
So you can understand a lady in spirit, great sense of humour.
Yeah, possibly, but I could certainly take the religious aspects. To a degree, I can take the tulips as well.
Okay. Let me work with it and see.
Yeah, let's see.
Where I'm going. Because very much it was the religious feeling came in strongly with her, so I know that was the part. But this whole, I just feel elated, I feel upbeat, and I look at the positive side of what I can do. Would you also understand with her, because I've got this whole sense that not everybody in the family would have shared her same outlook, particularly from a religious perspective?
I wouldn't know about that because she died when I was young.
Okay. Right. But would you understand that you wouldn't have shared the same religious outlook as her from where you are in life? Okay, because I'm getting that very strongly, and like, where is she going with that? Now, I don't want to make this fit, because I know you've just told me she passed when you were young, but would you also understand where the music comes in with her?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Because she's very much putting this around me, but at the same time, I'm not saying she did, but she's putting trumpets around me, you see, and it's very much, I'm not saying she played the trumpet, but there's this whole sense symbolically, it's like this announcement, newness coming in for you.
Okay.
And I know very much that's really important. She's also talking to me about the children as well. So would you also understand where there's a child in spirit, but also the children here?
Yeah, all mine, yeah.
Okay, because she's given me both here, and I know I have to acknowledge. And would you also understand a playful energy between spirit and the children here too?
Yeah, massively, yeah.
I know she's bringing all that in, it's all encompassing. And I know it's typical for spirit to bring in, and particularly for when I work and when children come in, I get a lot of angelic feeling and a lot of angelic symbolism around it as well. And I've got that sense too about the angel. Would that make sense?
My children are angels, yeah. There is a reference to her and children as well. You see, children were her world. Not just
okay.
she never saw my children, but and not just
Yeah,
family children. So
that would make sense
so
because
I
I know,
get that, Alice, totally.
yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
it seems a very particular thing to come in here as well. Um, but obviously you're very spiritual yourself, and I don't want my logic to come into it, but she gives me a sense that you also talk to spirit on a regular basis, albeit I know you're doing this, so that sounds a bit cliche,
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
understand where I'm going with that. And very much whatever it is you're going through or asking for just now, it's very much being listened to, and energetically things will start to align.
Okay,
It's
thank you.
just drawn me to talk about the heart, but I'm actually seeing the heart as the functioning heart here as well. So would you understand the significance there too?
I do, in a way, yeah.
Okay. And the sense I'm getting with it is do you know, a lot of this is coming in cliche, even though she's given me it literally as well. But a lot of this is about putting your whole heart, your whole effort in to where you need to be going, if you can
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah,
And that
yeah.
seems really important. Now,
Yeah.
I've just picked up my water to have a wee sip, and I feel I want to be raising a toast here. So would you also understand we're anniversary as well? And
Cass is laughing. Yeah, I believe I do know what that's about.
because I'm raising the glass here too. But I also feel I want to have that wee drink there as well. Do you understand that? Because
Yeah.
I don't want to put my glass down there. It's only water, but there you go. But I know this lady, she just gives me that whole upbeat feeling, and I just feel there's a lot to go forward, a lot to look forward to. Now, as I'm talking about that, she's just taken me into the kitchen, and very much traditionally, she's shown me a table cover, you know, the old blue and white check square table covers.
Yeah,
Would you understand where that comes in?
possibly. Yeah, possibly.
And I feel very much it's all about just everything in its place. Everything has a place and everything in its place.
Yeah,
And she's making that reference to the here and the now as well, that everything
yeah,
has its place.
yeah.
And you know what she means by that too. Again, I know I gave this earlier, but it's a different feeling, but there's still this sense about going forward, going forward. And you have got a lot to be proud of in what you've achieved,
Oh, okay,
I have to
thank you.
say. Now, would you understand where you've been printing out documents and something's not going right with the printer?
I don't have a printer because I packed it upside down and discovered that printers leak ink on everything.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
she's
I
just.
need to print some documents off, and yeah. So I know where she's going with that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because she's just drawn my attention to the earth. So yeah, maybe invest in a new printer is what she's the feeling I'm getting from it here. But there's nothing wrong with a good old pen and paper either, she's saying. Okay.
Always. Yeah.
Would you also understand Paul?
What? Sorry.
Paul?
Paul. There's a lot of Pauls around me on the physical plane.
Okay. Would you understand one that's close to you that's going round in circles at the moment himself?
Gosh, I'm not sure. It's very possible, but I'm not sure.
Okay. I'll leave that one with you, but she's just given me a sense of someone going round in circles. But she's bringing in the name Paul has been significant here. So just watch where there may be more to that story than meets the eye, or a tie in there as well. Would you also understand too, I'm not sure if I'm moving on, she's just taken me to the graveyard, and I feel very much there's either an affiliation with sorting a grave or tidying a grave up.
I need to do something for a grave.
Ah, right, okay. So again, I just know her energy will be there as well, or whatever it is you're doing with the graves there. It's very much significant. I'll leave her love there with you.
Thank
but
you.
You know she's there anyway. You know what's going on, and yeah, she's still very much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, where am I going next? I've got another lady coming forward, and this is very strange, because it's typical. Traditionally, women would do the washing, but this lady is very much drawn me to talk about washing powder. It's been significant, which is very random. Not sure what I'm meant to do with that information. But yeah, this lady's come forward. She's talking to me about the washing powder being very significant. But at the same time, she's talking to me about traveling. And I want to be going abroad. I want to be traveling on the plane here as well. I don't feel that's with her, though. I feel that's potentially with whoever this message is for. Either talk of travel plans or actual travel here. But the significance of the washing powder would have been a big thing, or a big memory with her, doing this on a regular basis and being very particular about her washing being white, or washing the whites. Can anybody understand that information? No. Okay. If it's not with her, would one of you understand that you've been doing something with your washing just now, in terms of making sure it's all white, it's all right, and there's either been talk of travel or there is travel coming up? No.
You might still be with me, Alice. I'm not sure.
Okay. Right, let's see. Would you understand that this is what you're doing just now, and you've got your travel plans?
I actually have quite a bit of travel planned for the next 2 months. Yeah.
Okay. And there must be something about you organising your washing or sorting your washing out, because you were drawn me to the washing powder.
I did last weekend, because we've had to move into a hotel for a week to stay, because while some works are done to my property.
Right, okay, so I'm definitely still with you
So
then.
I've been in a frenzy over washing, because that's just how you get in it.
Right, okay, so that's my misinterpretation. So still with you. Yeah. That's interesting. So again, it's just obviously her taking an interest in what's going on and knowing. I know you said she did pass when you were young, but would you know enough to know that she, and I mean this in a nice way, not the negative sense, that she could be nosy? Would you know
I think
that?
you're actually with my other gran.
Or with your other gran? Okay.
I think you've switched gran.
Right, okay. This lady's coming through, and she's giving me that whole sense of being quite nosy and wanting to know what's going on in my life, you see. Not in the negative sense, but just, yeah, taking a little bit too much of an interest. Would you understand this gran then being very significant in your life?
Yeah.
Okay, because she gives me that whole significance there, and I know very much that, as much as I'm saying I'm nosy, would you also understand that she did a lot for you and the family?
She did a lot for her boys, yeah.
Boys, okay, because I get the sense that I want to be in and around and very much organising and taking, I don't want too much of an interest, maybe too strong a word, but can you understand?
Yeah, I think I know where you come from.
I think it just threw me with the whole washing powder, because I'm like, that's just a random standard thing, but that's my logic coming into it. So it's obviously got the significance there as well. So I know, would you also understand where, even though you're doing all your travelling and you're in the hotel, that there also has to be the thought there of having a travel or holidays for time out as well?
Yes, the first time I'm having some in about 6 years. Yeah.
Okay, so she's highlighting that being very, very a very particular part or significance for you here as well. Would you also understand too? Now, obviously, I know you've got your online channels and everything like that. Would you understand though where you're either speaking with the marketing people or designer people to do something in print or redesigning something.
You should be able to search by employee. There should be an option.
I can kind of take that.
I've just been drawn to this whole sense of a change to or something being drawn up in print to promote what I'm doing, and it's a significant thing that it's not online, it's in it's a physical.
I can take it. I kind of can.
Okay.
And it reverts back to the contracts as well.
Okay. So it's all tying in. So definitely move forward with it all. Okay. Because it'll all tie in. And definitely move forward with it. And I feel very much with the nosy gran coming in as well, taking that interest. It's about pushing forward as well. So I'll leave both your nans loves with you.
Thank you.
And thank you for working with me.
My pleasure.
Okay, where am I going next? Yeah, I feel I've got a gentleman coming forward with me again. And this gentleman very much is talking to me about his glasses. But as I'm talking about his glasses, there must also be a tie-in with whoever this message is for, that you've either just been thinking about getting your glasses changed or having an eye test as well, because I feel very much he's trying to give me both sides of the coin here. I feel with this gentleman that he would have been attentive, but I feel a typically manly man with him, and you'll have memories of him being his personality, that being his approach to everything to do with the family. I feel a typical manly man energy from him, but I know the glasses are very important.
I think that might be me again. Yeah, I think it might be me. Maybe just try. Yeah, I think it is me.
Okay. Can nobody else understand that? I just want to check first, Cassie, just because you've had a message.
Yeah, of course. That's absolutely. That's why I went. Oh, it's not, not for someone else. To try a little bit more, and then I'll confirm it, and then.
Okay. With this man, I feel very much a traditional outlook with him. Because it gives me this sense of there'll be memories of sitting at the table, sitting at the kitchen table or wherever in the house, and there've been like, there's a time and a place for dinner, there's a time and a place for family time, there's a time and a place for conversations and extracurricular activities, etc. It's very much structured living, very traditional outlook. But I feel very much that he wouldn't have been a big talker.
No.
And I also want to be putting tools in his hands, so he must have been very good practically, and he would have been fantastic with DIY.
I'm not so sure about that. I think he was earlier on, but as I've gotten older, like the past, say, 20 years of his life, then definitely not. So I don't really remember him before that. I didn't spend a lot of time with him, so I'm not sure.
Let me just double check with everybody else, Cassie.
Yeah, I think so.
Can anybody else understand that description of this gentleman? Because latterly he's putting tools in my hand. He's just handed me a spanner here, so I know very much he would have been good with DIY. Very traditional, not a big talker. Everything, timing, everything like that was very.
I think it is still me because I've been doing a lot of decorating and DIY.
Okay, and nobody else can understand that. Right, I'll do it quickly then, Cassie.
I'm going to say quickly because so somebody else can, and then ask him to leave.
So it's you that's doing the DIY, because he's literally putting the spanners in my hand here, and I know that's very, very important. So he's taking an interest in what you're doing. Would you also understand, as much as we're talking about the DIY, you've been moving the furniture?
Yes, a lot.
Okay, and would you also understand, when you move furniture on a carpet and it leaves the indents, would you understand where you would have been like, oh, I have to put it back exactly where it was?
Yeah, it's on a rug. I did it the
Oh.
other day and I thought, oh, there's a massive imprint on the rug. Yeah.
Okay, so I just know his energy's been with you, overseeing that you're doing it all right.
Oh, good. That's probably why I've been questioning myself. That sounds about right.
Would you also know who Gordon is?
I do actually, yes.
Okay, because he's just drawn me to talk about Gordon as well. So wherever that fits in,
Right.
watch what news or the support, etc. So that you're there too. And I know that's important. But at the same time, would you also understand that when he did have an opinion or have something to say, he would say it with conviction?
Oh, yes, and passion.
Okay, because I feel very much that it's like, Cassie, now you have to do this properly.
Yes.
This is the sense he's given me here, and I feel quite serious that it's like I'm
yeah.
towering over you, making sure that you're listening to me and you're going to do it properly.
Yeah, that's what he was like. That's exactly what he was saying.
Yeah, it's just hilarious. Would you also understand that he had very big feet?
No, he didn't actually.
Okay, so I'm definitely going to be moving
Right,
on.
okay. Thank you.
But thank you for taking that message.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
No worries. Okay, let me see where I'm going. Right. I'm going back with a lady here. And with this lady, I feel she passes quickly to spirit at the end here. I know that she would have been very particular about her hair, as a lot of women are, but she would have been very particular. I feel, even although she passes quickly to spirit, there must have been something towards the end where either she couldn't do her hair or you helped her with her hair. Because I know when she was younger, when she was able, that she very much, you'll have memories of her always having her hair set perfectly. So hair is a massive thing for this lady, and you would have helped her with it. Who can understand this?
I can take the having a sort of pristine hair, but didn't help her with it.
Okay, so that could be my interpretation. Sorry, as I screw my face up, I'm not doing it at you. Dawn, is that what your name is?
Yeah.
Okay, would you understand, if you didn't help her with her hair, would you understand the significance of you doing your hair as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's my interpretation as she's come through. But you have got the memory of her having her hair set there too. Would you also understand with her that she would also have had a routine, not just with her hair, but with everything, because I feel very much everything was pristine.
Yeah.
And there'll be the memories of her doing the makeup, the clothing, the outfits, even down to the handbags and everything matching as well with the outfits. You would also understand too that you must also have items belonging to her.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And you would understand that when I talk about items, some of them are obviously sentimental, small, significant pieces, but I also feel very much that you've got random bits and pieces as well. Would that make sense?
Yeah.
Because she draws me to talk about both things here. And the sense she's given me is there must be something where you're either having to have a clear out or make space within where you are just now. Would that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Because she's telling me, even although it may not be lots of her belongings, she's saying, of course, keep the sentimental pieces, that's a given, but the other bits and pieces you can let go of. They serve no purpose, and it's all about where you are now and the space that you need, whatever that leads to there. Now, as I talk about the small pieces here, she's drawn me to talk about, I want to talk about jewellery, but I also want to talk about a little ornament thing as well. So would you understand having jewellery and a small ornament? And when I say small, I mean it's literally something like this. It looks wooden.
No.
Okay, I'll hold on to that.
Okay.
I'll hold on to that for later. But I know very much here it's about you and creating the space is the main crux of her message here. But also taking care of yourself. Now, would you also understand that if I've interpreted this wrongly, she's talking to me about film or video, would you understand either that you've been watching old clips, old videos of her, or that you're doing something with a video?
Not that I can think of, no.
Okay, 2 seconds. Can anybody else that I've not come to yet understand either been watching old clips of spirit in video, or that you're doing something with a video yourself?
That's why I wanted him to do it.
I'm doing something with film.
You are, Samantha?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm wondering if the energy's flipping back then.
So you
Okay.
need to put your camera on, lovely. Yeah.
Sorry?
It's all right. It's all right. It's telling Sue she needs to come back on camera. They have to stay on camera.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's all right.
I
Yeah,
think
I
then
can
it
take
is,
the film link, but whether that means it's for me, but
yeah, because it's coming in quite strongly, so I think energy's flipping back. So let me pull that back and come back to you, Dawn. Would you understand? So if you can't understand the small ornament, you can understand the jewellery pieces.
Yeah.
Just in case he's like me on the go.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And would you also understand some of those being significant for you to keep? Because she's given me a sense that you don't wear them, but you could wear them.
I understand why she's drawing you to it, but I don't have them.
Ah, okay. But you can understand that, right?
Mhm.
That's absolutely fine. I just know it's very significant for you to know it's about you moving forward and clearing out. But she is drawing me back to talk about your hair. Now, I know Samantha's just said about doing the film piece, but the film's coming in again. So I'm not one for doing predictions on platform, but there's something where film or camera is going to play a role, or it's going to come in, because she's drawn my attention there again.
Okay.
So it's significant in some way. So if you can hold on to that too. Is my geography in England is not great. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question. Is there a place called Epsom?
Yes.
Would you have connections there?
I don't think so. No.
I'm moving on then, okay?
Okay.
But please know that she's very much advocating you to move your space, move things out, so you've got that space there for going forward.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. I've just been given Epsom or Epsom. I'm not sure. I know I've got a vague recollection of something or somewhere that sounds that way. Has anybody got connections to that place? Firstly. No. Okay. I'll see where I'm going with it. I feel I've got a gentleman coming forward. And I feel this gentleman would have been a big part of your life growing up. I feel he's very much the type of gentleman that would have liked his creature comforts. I know I like to be outside. I know I like to be pottering in the garden and doing bits and pieces. There's times when I like my peace and quiet as well. But as I'm pottering about, I like to wear old clothes. And you'll have memories of him always wearing the same jumper or the same top is the feeling I get. And that's also one of your lasting memories of how it's imprinted in your mind. But I feel very much this man would have went out his way to help you as well.
I think you're still with me, and I think now I know why you said Epsom. I think it's Epsom salt.
Ah, okay. See, it all connects. There you go.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I'm still with you, and you can understand everything I've just said about this gentleman too.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So your gentleman, you'll have that memory of his jumper or his top, because he's shown me, and it's just like this old shabby top. But that was him. That was his personality. That's just how he was. And he didn't really care what people thought, because it wasn't about the material things in life. It was literally about love, family, support, whatever. You would understand that. But I feel very much he must have provided in a big way for you too.
Yeah.
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 And it wasn't because he had to, it's because he wanted to. And that feels like it's a big thing. I also feel very much that he did have the type of character where he had that charitable side to him, that he would help other people as well if somebody was in need. And it didn't have to be financially, it could have been lending a skill or lending a hand there as well. You would understand that. I feel very much, would you also understand he passes before his time? I mean, he doesn't have to old days, because he gives me that sense. And when he passes, you would understand that he was very sorely missed by a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because I feel very much that even although he was like a quiet man set in his ways, he also gives me this sense that when there was a gathering, when there was a need to come together, he put a smile on a lot of people's faces.
Yeah, he did.
And it didn't matter if you were a child or if you were the oldest person in the room, he could relate to anybody.
Yeah.
And I feel very much when he passes, there's a huge hole left in a lot of people's lives.
Yeah, massive.
And I know if would you understand his anniversary coming up in about 2 or 3 weeks' time?
No. No, but I can take it.
You can take it, okay, because he's drawn me to that. And I feel like not to forget. But I just know with him, it's like his energy, his presence is still spoken about, because I feel it's been a wee while since he's passed, but it gives me this sense that very much he's still spoken about here too. Would you also understand, I'm not sure if I'm still with him, but did he have false teeth?
No.
Okay, if it's not that, do you have a distinct memory of him doing something funny with his mouth to make people laugh?
I can tell that.
Yeah, no, I can't tell. He used to grind his teeth, but not something funny.
That's okay, but Becky, you can take that. Okay.
Yeah.
Is jumping again, okay, the link. But I'll finish off with you, Dawn, because I know your gentleman very much is coming in that way to show there's a sense within you where you've got so much to give to other people as well. But would you understand where you don't always recognise that in yourself?
Yes.
Because he's given me that whole feeling of you have so much to give, and so many people are touched by what you can do for them, and to never forget that. And I'm just going back to your hair again as well, so I don't know what's going on with your hair or what it is you're planning on doing, but he's making me feel that's an important part of whatever it is you're going on to do. And I'm not sure if that's why I was getting the camera part at the beginning, because there's something about you either leading a way forward or being front facing, advocating on behalf of other people. But I want to have you front and centre, okay? It's healing, and touch as many hearts, souls as you can, just as he did in his way as well, as the sense he's given me. So I'll leave his love there with you.
Thank you.
Becky, you said you could understand the thing with the teeth.
Yeah.
Was your gentleman's teeth false? Because the sense I'm getting, so as I moved over, the sense I was getting was this gentleman, he would do something funny with his teeth coming out to make people laugh. So it was like he was purposely doing it. You would understand that. And would you understand, there must also be a photograph of him doing this as well?
I've not seen one.
Okay. Unless it's just imprinted in your mind of this, because it seems very significant, but I feel very much I'm drawn to that it would make the kids laugh or the younger people laugh, and they would just find it hilarious. You would understand that.
Doing it.
Can I take you to the month of, I'm not sure if it's June or July, but it's either June or July, has been significant?
Yes.
Okay. I know that's not very specific. Okay, I'm normally more specific than that, but it's just taking me to that time frame as being significant. But you'll also remember the gatherings and the fun and the joy that was had there as well, because I know he takes me back to that place. Would you also understand, I want to talk about not in the literal sense of survival skills, but I feel very much that he would have been outdoorsy, your gentleman here. You would understand that. And he was good at educating the younger people as well on like what you would do,
yeah,
survival skills wise. And there must be memories as well of either camping out or going doing things like that, being young. As if it's not camping out, there's something about spending a lot of time outdoors and doing these sort of things.
Yeah.
But as much as he's portraying himself as like fun-loving, practical, and all these things, you would also understand he was very intellectual in his way.
Yeah, very.
Because I feel very much that he was the type of person who could pass on knowledge or pass on skill sets. And it wasn't done in a traditional way. It could actually inject a lot of fun or a lot of interest into what he was doing. He would make learning fun. So in a way that you wouldn't necessarily realise this is learning.
Yeah.
Can you accept that? I feel very much as well, even although he would have had his job, a lot of things that he did, he would have been self-taught too. Can you accept that?
Yeah.
And I know that was important for him skills-wise too. I feel with your gentleman here that he would have had a lot of restrictions around him in terms of, just because of that era, typically making ends meet, working, etc. But he did make the best use of what he could do.
Yeah, definitely.
And he just tried to make life fun as much as he could, even although obviously had that serious side to him as well. Now, I know I had said about big feet or big boots earlier on. Would you understand him having big boots?
There's feet.
I can't, sorry, what was that?
Feet. He had big feet.
He did have big feet. Okay, yeah. Because that's coming again. So I know that part of the message was for you. And there's just something very much about having big boots to fill, as in other people. So from your perspective, it's like other people would have big boots to fill to match what he could offer. Would that make sense to you?
Yeah, unfilled his boots at all.
Okay. And I know that's significant. I still just feel, even although replicating similar to the thread that ran through Dawn's message as well, there's still a big hole there with your gentleman being away too.
Yeah.
Would you understand there's a birthday coming up?
Yes.
Okay, because I know I have to acknowledge that, and I don't feel this is with him. Would you understand who plays the guitars?
No.
Okay, I'll leave that to the side, because just as I said that, would you... I could have this wrong, okay, or I'm moving on here. He's shown me, do you know if you get glass bottles and you blow in them?
Yeah.
And they make music, I suppose. Would you understand that?
Not from myself or anyone near me, no.
No, okay. I'm definitely moving on, because that was too significant, too specific, I should say. But I know very much he's still in and around you, and it's just having those memories come alive. But whatever it is you're going on to do, I get the sense that there must be some learning or something coming in where you're learning, but to have or inject fun and not forget to have the fun side as well. Would you understand that?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah. And this is why he's coming in with that information. So please take his love there too.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Alice. Thank you so much.
What does that mean? Oh, okay.
Thank you for your energy and your messages this evening. I hope you've enjoyed, everybody. But she's got her glasses on, she can see me now.
I can see you.
But thank you, Alice. It's been great to watch you working with Spirit World. I hope you've enjoyed the audience and our loved ones.
Yes, I have.
And we do
Yes, thank you,
appreciate,
Alice.
we appreciate your time and your energy. And I hope to see you again soon.
I will do. Okay.
Thank you, Alice. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.